Our observer, and this is map number 2, Overpass, where ATK off of a 16-2 domination are going to try and punch their ticket into the final. Get you guys real quick. There we go. Back into the game, and Fady taking some taps out long. Not going to get the damage done just yet.
Getting closed in upon here. He's going to have to be careful. He's got the support of Mistim, but they're not connecting on their shots. Finally, Bodum gets one, and then Fady drops Ben lead. Nothing doing again for EG on the pistol round. Viz, the last one standing here in a 4v1, and no longer. EG 1 for 7 on pistol rounds, and ATK, actually, I think in 2 of those pistol rounds, only lost 1 player or less.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it's really been a show, but kind of a tale of 2 teams right now, where one of the 2 teams is showing up in good form, hitting their shots and winning pistol rounds. The other is finding it difficult to win anything at all. At least in this series, it's been one of the teams not finding it difficult to win anything at all. But for EG, throughout the course of the day, they haven't really been able to get those opening pistol kills. They haven't really been able to get the space either, and bomb plants are kind of very important when you're on T-side pistol. That hasn't been managed. So for EG, I think there might have been too much dry running. Too much dry running, too much theory crafting, too much scrimming, which is a completely different animal. You can scrim all day, but at the end of the day, if you haven't played an official in a while, which they haven't, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve to get back up to match speed again. And this is just going to be easy going down here for EG, or rather for ATK. EG with just pistols, 1 kill for Janji. Nothing really to write home about out of that round for either side. And this is where ATK are going to try and win the bonus, and they're well prepared for that with 4 rifles.
Yeah, ATK, like you said, 4 rifles, and another A1S is up here, bought by Swisher for MOTM. So you got 2 A1Ss, 3 FAMASs onto the bonus round. EG, though, will have the 4 AKs and the Galil, along with a good chunk of utility on their side. See how it pans out for them. They're going to send 3 players towards Monster, a couple into the tunnels. One actually goes towards those B tunnels. And Janji through the wall connects onto MOTM. Fady does get the trade and could get himself a second. He does. Oh man, what a shame for EG. Janji with a great opener with the pre-fire through the wall. But then immediately afterwards, Fady responds with a 2K from the FAMAS, and he gets the AK upgrade. Unreal.
Yeah, that's huge for ATK. EG started off well with that early pick by Janji, but after that, it's just a tailspin again down. Bodum finishing off Viz as he tries to creep through connector. Ben and a half HP Pwn alone, the last 2 standing to try and finish the job. But Mistim's got the monster tunnel angle covered. He does not spot the drop over. At the very least, EG are able to close the gap a little bit, but Fady's keeping an eye on things. Mistim's also holding down, and, well, he's going to fall, but B is not undefended. Fady almost knocks down Ben, who's down to 11 HP. The utility's going to fly in, but there's the nade from Fady. And he was prepping that one. Lands perfectly in Pwn alone. Backstabbed by Bodum. 3-0 start, and, well, that's the first gun round for EG, and it went about as well as it did on Dust 2.
Yeah, that's not a promising sign here for EG. Only 4 deaths on the ATK side in 3 rounds. That's pretty solid. And that bonus round is exactly what the doctor ordered here for the ATK side. They can build up their economy a little bit more. It's still not going too crazy, but you know, they have a couple of AKs picked up, which is going to help in terms of that stopping power on the defensive end. The 2 A1Ss and the FAMAS up against the only pistol, so another opportunity to come out with a potential clean sweep. EG gonna go for a quicker hit here towards the B site. Kind of like it, but Janji gets spotted out. At least Fizz gets the insta trade and the upgrade to the AK. They could take this B site now. Missed him fully flashed, but he still manages to get one before he goes down. And now EG do manage to get it down to a 2v2, which is the best result of any of the rounds, and it's one where they only had pistols coming into it.
Yeah,
they got a bomb plant.
That's clean from Bowden. The flash just a little bit too late, and it's leaving it down to DJ. No armor and one-shot territory. He's going to go for the long flank around through Monster, but all that needs to happen right now is smoke on the bomb from Bowden. Somebody taps it and holds it. That's all that needs to go down. They're not going to smoke an angle. They're just going to tap, force DJ into the open.
Oh, wow.
And there's the one-shot kill. Bowden comes up clutch with the AK in hand. Defuse comes in. And EG, while they did a lot of damage, they had some promising signs. But it's another round which you can't really expect to replicate. Fast plays, they can work here and there, but they're not something you can really rely on because it's a bit of a coin flip when you're scrimming into a site like that, throwing in bulk utility, flashing your teammates and your opponents, and just hoping you're able to win those fights.
I mean, the one thing I like about their quick pushes into the bomb sites, Austin, is that they feel more coordinated on the quick pushes than when they're trying to go for the slower play right now. So that's a positive, and I saw it against Team 1 as well. The thing is, like you said, you can't continuously go for those quick pushes because it'll become readable and you'll just get shut down before you even have a chance to set foot on the bomb site. So at least a bomb plant out of that. And they did damage, keeping the economy honest on the ATK side, but they need a follow-up now, and that is just not the way you want to start it. Fady gets not one but two. Jonji and Viz go down in connector. DJ is half health, only 246 HP combined, and only one player on ATK has been hit for any damage. That's missed him for 2. Oh boy, I mean, the gun rounds have left a lot to be desired here. For EG, I mean.
Yeah, it's not just the gun rounds. It's pretty much everything in this series has left a lot to be desired from EG. That's a nice shot from Bowden Master, getting Ben Leet like he's a clay pigeon. But a lot of the responses to adversity from EG that we've seen have been X player gonna pull off a hero play instead of working together and trying to pull things off. That's a nice shot from Pone alone, but it still puts him down by 2. And MOTM is in a very good spot to get on the flank, get behind, and shut down the rotation towards the A side. Swisher's coming up con. It's a matter of timing as to who gets these kills from the backside. And well, it's going to be Swisher to get that one onto DJ. Last one standing is Pone alone. Gets a nice shot onto Bowden, but that's all he gets. Op picked back up. And ATK back up 5-0. EG a couple of kills, but it's nothing really at all to stand on. And ATK have a 70% win rate on their CT sides. Already, they're looking very strong. There's not really been a response from EG.
Yeah. There's not much to say here, honestly. I mean, I feel like EG just are not doing much of anything right. I don't want to be too negative, but it's just the team cohesion isn't there. And they're losing the aim duels. They don't have anything going their way. So maybe now they have an AK and a Galil around some pistols. They can make some noise with a faster play, which seems to be the only thing that's really sort of coming together for them. Ben Leet goes out, leads the charge. The IGL trying to spark his team as he did against Team 1. Was very critical in a lot of clutch rounds to get them going there, but so far against ATK hasn't been able to replicate that type of performance. And now they're going to overlook MOTM. Oh, missed shot from Bowden.
That's a bit of a risky play from Bowden, playing too aggressive. MOTM going down as well. Means it's a 5-man hold for EG with an op picked up in the hands of Viz right now. It's a good spray from Swisher and a better tap, but Viz answers back in kind. Op headshot through the wall, or through the smoke rather. Takes a blind shot, but it's Ben to back him up. Missed him IGL in a 1v4. Bit of a tall task, you might say, for him, and he's going to bail out instead. The sound cue's been made though, and Jonji is waiting for him on the B site, ready to strike. Missed him's not ready for the backstab. Jonji all but the kill so far, running around, trying to take him down. Drive-by, rolls down the window, and a first round on the board for EG. And they take advantage of a bit of a mistake by ATK, hanging around too aggressive too long, and they get caught. One missed op shot was the end of Bowden. MOTM got overwhelmed, and that's the A site, and thereby the round really gained for EG.
Yeah, well, I mean, well played from them. A little bit more of assertiveness coming up short A, again with a lighter buy-up, right? With the pistols coming through, they get a quicker play. They catch ATK, like you mentioned, just a little too over-aggressive on short A with a couple of players. And then once those two players go down on ATK, gives EG the site, and they do not lose any control of it. So there we go, a round to build off of at the very least. But ATK is going to come right back with the rifles, fully investing. It does mean 2 FAMASas come through, and the utility is a little light, but they still have the 2 A1Ss and the big green to work with in Bowden's hands. And MOTM from Party takes down Ben, who was just trying to go for that boost on the slide to get some information, but in the end, he loses his life.
That's a good read by MOTM. A good idea from Ben and company, but it's the execution that matters, and it was MOTM to drop that sword. Jonji holding very aggressive, waiting for that smoke to fade as his teammates are going to creep out through Monster. Bowden's op is going to peek in towards Connector. Spots the doors closed, and he drops down. This Molotov might be going a little bit too deep, though. Missed him with a good shot on the Jonji. Trying to back away. Does get another. Bowden keeps him alive, and Bowden alone with the op, about to get run into by Fady. Jumping around. Fady hits the spray. Bowden had to hit a panic shot, and he doesn't connect it. And 6-1 now. Good response from ATK. A flawless victory as well. It is back to the drawing board for the Evil Geniuses. But ATK looking incredibly strong, undaunted. Swisher on a FAMAS, though, is a bit of an interesting decision, although he had money to go for the full M4. Lex to go for the... I want to call it the worst rifle in the game, to be honest with you. Look at that nade damage. Look at that nade damage. 3 players down low.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's just everything's going right for ATK. You know, great nade damage comes through against EG. The rifles are looking strong, and that's the thing for EG. And I was mentioning it earlier. You have the pistols working well, and those pistol strats that are coming through. The aggressiveness pans out, but then once they get back to the rifles, they look like an entirely different team. Very hesitant. Don't really want to poke and prod too far. No one really takes the initiative, and then once they go for a fight, they just can't win a duel. So anyway, the damage that comes through for ATK as well. Not to mention, look, I don't want to take anything away from ATK. They're playing very good CS. They look coordinated. They look strong. They're not missing a beat. The one mistake they made that really that really stands out was towards A side, but Fady waits for the push to come through the doors. Viz and Ben lead his instant victims, and a round man advantage, I should say, for EG is quickly evaporated.
It's gone with the wind. Although Jonji has A, it doesn't really help when there's not enough time to rotate back and the bomb's creeping out B. It's a flank play that they're going to rely on. Jonji has to be the hero here, and they have to make it onto the side as well. Jonji going to creep forward. Are we going to see it? Are we going to see the backstab? He's looking for information. I like this play by Jonji to really make sure he gets all the information he can before getting the shot onto Bowden. Clears out Toxic as well. And now DJ can pop Fady. Man advantage back to EG. But time, it's not there. They have to plant it. It's gone. The time is evaporated. Their chances are gone. It's into the sun. And ATK win it despite the best efforts of Jonji. They took too long. And, well, it's a 7-1 again in the favor of ATK.
Look, I love the idea. You know, once Jonji gets activated and he can find those gaps as he's pushing up, he comes out and gets some really incredible flanks, and that was the case there. Unfortunately, they lost track of the clock. They needed to go a little faster. They had the advantage briefly, and then it was quickly snatched away by ATK, who pick up a 7th for themselves, and that triggers a timeout to be called by EG because they really need to get their ducks in a row. There are moments when the coordination's working, the shots aren't hitting, then the shots aren't hitting, but the coordination isn't there. It's just, you want all the cogs to fall into place and for the gears to start spinning together, but it just feels like we're not quite there yet for EG.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lack of in-game reps. I feel like it's a lack of matches.
Yep.
Because a lot of this stuff is things that can only really be fixed by actually seeing yourself play in an official match where the team isn't also playing for practice. It's a big difference between just scrims and between officials. And EG, what they've been doing is scrimming and officials, or rather scrimming and dry runs, but Pwn alone gets the boost into Fady. Not exactly the gun you expect to see that kind of an opening with, but it's Pwn alone, so he's gonna hit that shot. Man advantage for EG, and maybe a second as Jonji's creeping up along. He takes the boost up, but MOTM hears it. And Jonji wasn't ready. Bowden boosted up now. Bowden Master looking to be Boost Master. But nobody's peeking him. Flash goes in. He'll stay up. And good nade. Takes a little bit of damage under DJ. But this lack of control towards Monster could end up biting ATK at some point. EG are starting to exploit this space.
It looks like they don't want to commit. Very hesitant, and I think they're going to back off, hoping that that utility was enough to fake ATK into rotating towards B. The problem with this is that they don't really have much map control towards the A site, so they're kind of going into a blind situation with less than a minute left on the clock here. And they still have to regain this space, so this makes MOTM his position much more potent. It's going to be difficult to find a way back into this round for EG. They need to get an immediate frag towards long. MOTM peeks around, gets the info, and says, okay, that's enough. I will back off and play more passively. And, well, the clock is to his advantage here as he's going to be waiting right around the corner here at long A, down to 60. I think they saw him try to peek around, but a great flashbang thrown in support by Bowden to give the man advantage. 15 seconds left now. EG have to hightail it onto the site, and they've already lost Viz, so this gets a lot tougher. DJ does make it a little bit easier maybe, and then gets the second. What a play from DJ. 3K comes through, and Pone alone caps it off onto Swisher. There's the heroic effort that EG were looking for. DJ delivers, and finally a second round is found.
A second round found, and a technical pause has been called by ATK. Some sort of issue going on. What was a bit of an issue for them earlier, a bit of a delayed start to today's series, or to this series, was the reason, and well, maybe that's something coming through again. Either way, EG get their second on the board, and it's a good sign that they're able to get at least equal to their scoreline on Dust 2.
Right.
But if they need 5 at a very, very bare minimum. If they get to 6, I will say it's a successful half for them. They need to build more.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with that round, it wasn't necessarily the team effort. It was just DJ coming out and popping off, which is great. I mean, it was great to see him get those 2 frags. There was so little time, no room for error, and he absolutely nailed it right on the mark. The thing is, we need to see a little bit more, and hopefully, I mean, look, if they can come out with individual efforts round after round and it works out, great, that's perfect. But need to get a little bit more on their side. So hopefully we'll see that, as it looks like everything's getting resolved here on the ATK side. EG, something to build off of, at the very least.
Yeah, this one might take a bit of a minute. I think we're getting a PC restart coming through, so we'll see here. But EG, something to build off of is critical. And hopefully that's going to get that mental starting to form again. They're going to start playing with a little more confidence. And yeah, when they were winning against Team 1, it kind of was just their raw aim, wasn't it? It was kind of just them going through and popping off and having a hero play. That hasn't been something they've been able to really rely on. And it's not something you should have to rely on. But HUD's going to be bugged for a round, I think, here, guys. So don't mind that. But as we get into this one again, ATK aren't going to buy up too heavily. They're going to have Ben on an AK, the hero A, or rather, oh wait, never mind. They're going to be at a full save. Everything's just bugged, and so things look weird for me.
Yeah, no, it's a full-on save. They went for that push towards Fountain. 3 players going up, so at least they know that the B site is almost certainly the target. Problem is, it's only USPs, so maybe they'll have the element of surprise. No, that's gone to Ben Lee, trying not to get caught off by the pistols. DJ does manage to take down Bowden. Now Pone is taken down to 42. It's getting kind of scary, but again, just USPs. And eventually, they do get taken care of. Fady, the last one standing. No kit, no chance, as he's down. Third round picked up by EG, and now they have 2 in a row for the first time in this series.
That's huge for EG, although it was against the Pistols, so there's a bit of an asterisk next to it. But it is definitely good. It's definitely exactly what they needed. And if they can string 3, 4, 5 together, they can win the half. They can do something with this one and try and bring this to a third map. But ATK have the op back in Bowden's hands. They don't have a kit, though, which is a bit interesting. And nobody really could have manage their money any better to be able to purchase a kit, except for foregoing utilities. They missed him without an HE or a flash, which both of those pretty important to his role as the in-game leader and key utility man. So
yeah,
I don't mind it. That's huge.
Wow. What on earth? Missed him, gets a 3K there. One with the Molotov, and the others with the rifle. Eventually goes down to Pone alone, but still, I mean, the job has been done. It's a 1v3 op versus one op and two rifles. Pone's just going to toss a Molotov towards sandbags to try and at least isolate one position. The thing is, he's got so much to clear, and he doesn't realize that Bowden's waiting at walkway. That'll be that ATK right back onto the board. They've taken the half now with those 8 rounds. And what I was going to say, Austin, is not buying up that kit just, I think, shows confidence that they feel like they can do it with the rifles, and a bomb plant won't even become an issue, and that was the case.
Yeah, that's been the case really for ATK. They definitely have a lot of confidence, and it's well-deserved, as they've been able to counter whatever EG's thrown at them. There hasn't been anything EG have really been able to do to throw a spanner in the works, so to speak. And ATK are weathering the storm, and they're not having to play hyper-aggressive, but they're also not having to play hyper-defensive. They're able to play a comfortable style of game. EG have not knocked them out of their comfort zone, which is a bit of a problem, as the CT side has been able to do whatever they want, essentially. They've been able to have free reign.
Oh. No.
And there's a free kill for Mistim, spamming the smoke with the silenced M4. He's going to push through this. He's going to go on in. John is waiting, and he gets taken down by Fady, who doubles down, and the bomb is down as well. Triple man advantage for ATK. Pone alone exchanging broadsides with Bowden, who has retreated. MOTM going to come through, and Pone alone will know somebody's coming out long. They're going to double swing, but Bowden has the kill. I don't know how MOTM's still alive.
It's through the light post.
Through the light, that is finest of margins. And Ben is going to get one and recover the bomb, but a 1v5 is not likely, despite Ben's many clutches against Team 1. So this one is looking like a 9th on the board for ATK. EG, things are starting to go bleak for them.
Oh my goodness, like, look, when things are going your way, they're really going your way for ATK. You got the no-scope there, and before that, Pone had one player dead to rights, and it goes through the lamppost, and only does 97 damage with the op. It just, really tough for EG. And a timeout going to be called by them once more. 9th round picked up on the ATK side. And I think one thing that ATK are doing well is they're keeping EG off balance. They're making very different plays into each round. The aggression came through in that one, and it was well timed, right? Those two players had never pushed through into Monster prior to that moment, so EG felt comfortable. And I mean, that was their undoing, because as soon as the smoke fades, you have two rifles staring down at you that you just did not think would be there. And, well, both players went down on the EG side.
Yeah. Just ATK can do no wrong. EG, it seems, are struggling to find anything right. And they're back on a half by Tech 9's P250, bit of utility. And what's looking like a B rush here. Smoke going out towards top Monster from ATK. Basically the standard utility used on CT side. Overpass for everybody. From rank C Pugs all the way up into Pro League. MOTM around the smoke. Do they not realize they've run into him? He's just going to walk behind, and he's going to give him all the sound cues. Stacks one in the back, and actually will find the kill onto DJ too. I thought MOTM could have had a chance of going down, but no, he's going to weather the storm. Swisher had a pair as well and got taken down. And relatively clean anti-half buy from ATK, 10-3. If it's 12-3, it has to be done and dusted at that point, right? There's no way EG come back from 12-3.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I mean, given the fact that ATK came back from 11-4, right? There's always the possibility of things turning around, but it's just that in this series, I do kind of agree with you, Austin. The way it's played out, it doesn't feel like EG have enough left in the tank if we get to that point. But hey, look, they've got full rifles up here, couple of rounds left in this half. Maybe they can find those last two rounds, make it 10-5, and then try and mount that comeback into the second half. But already finding double digits for ATK is a bit problematic for EG. There's no question, especially after the drubbing they took on Dust 2. Pone alone does get the opener here. Fady's dropped. That's some control towards long A, but they might not realize that there's a second player here. They go for the run boost anyway. Don't spot out any information. MOTM's just hiding here towards long bastions. Comes out at a perfect time. Another great flashbang thrown by Bowden. The thing is, the trade is now good for EG, and they keep the man advantage firmly in their possession.
But Mistim has gained a lot of information out towards B. Swisher's with him as well, and Bowden is the one soloing A. He can get a pick fall away, reposition, get another pick, fade away, rinse and repeat until the rotations come. Swisher is actually going to take the rotation back safely through towards CT spawn. Missed him on the flank. The information is there. They know what's happening. And Bowden gets the lineup.
No.
He's going to hit the collateral. They line up for him, not expecting him out towards long. And he might even get a no-scope here onto Ben, creeping through. Knife out. Swisher steals it, but the op is in for Bowden. And the hat trick is connected. ATK are giving another dredging to EG. They're running them through the mud. Yeah, they're going to be able to buy up again Galil AKs. But 11-4 is their best case scenario. And that is never what you want to hear.
When things are going well, they really do go well, don't they? Just the lineup for Bowden gets the Colat, and then the man advantage gain after that. Swisher again takes away the knife. I mean, the first time on Dust 2, it was because Bowden went down, but this time he had the opportunity to get the knife and really add salt to the wound. But you know what? Maybe Swisher said, "Don't do that, dear. I'll take care of business with the rifle." 15th and final round of the half, though, Austin, and EG, I mean, anything helps. If they can pull off a round here, that would be great. It's just at a certain point when you have those close rounds and things go against you time after time, it starts to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely has to wear at the mental. And I think the mental was in going to the series already in the favor of ATK thanks to their comeback against Gaming Gladiators. It's just been more solidified. MOTM, though, taken down by DJ, gets the timing. That's the opening pick for EG. Smoke prepped for Dumpster by Pwn alone. A couple of pieces of utility, but look at Mistum pushing through. ATK already know what's happening. They already know it's an A hit. Bowden's going to go aggressive. He gets flashed, and actually, both players get flashed. Swisher's able to line one up, but he's not going to be able to knock down another one. He does. He gets another headshot. He's a one-shot, and he's able to get a second out of that duel. Fady, though, gets caught in the open. The utility's still flooding in, and the plant can come through. They don't know where Mistum is, though. He's going to come through and try and 1v3 this situation. Coming out through long. Nobody's peeked this angle just yet, but the op is there for Pono, and he's going to fake. They think he's coming in through jump up. Now DJ's going to cross behind. Mistum takes the tap, and his position is revealed. Flash going in. Pono alone behind Dice Box. The wombo combo 1-2 peek. They don't even need it. Viz takes the kill, and we'll be back for half number 2 in just a moment.
Cause it gets me in the mood. You're still a flame free in my head. You got me so confused. My mind is full of you. Still want you in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind but I am not too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. You keep slipping away. I learned the hard way. But something's gotta stay. Don't let it go to waste. Do you remember all of the long nights warm in my bed? Nightfall to sunrise, that's what you said. You held me so tight each time again. I keep your picture in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind when I am up too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. Don't win silly games. Don't leave me hanging on. Keep me hanging. Said it once, I'll say it again. Your love is what I want. Do you remember all of the long nights warm in my bed? Nightfall to sunrise, that's what you said. And you held me so tight each time again. In my room, I'll keep you safe. Don't stay away too long, pulling back and forth. Still got me paralyzed. Got what you came for. One thing that I've kept. I'll keep your picture in my room. Cause it gets me in the mood. You're still a flame free in my head. You got me so confused. My mind is full of you. Still want you in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind when I am not too late. You
are, folks. Welcome back to map number 2, half number 2. I'm Boggs, joined by JRT. ATK versus Evil Geniuses, and EG are up against the ropes. ATK with a dominating lead here, 11-4. Absolute domination on their CT side, but now they go to T side, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them. We'll see if they're going to be able to pull it off, or if EG can make the comeback happen. EG, though, 1 for 6 on pistols so far. Is it 1 for 7? I think it's 1 for 7 now.
1 for 7, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
1 for 7 on pistol rounds. If it's 1 for 8, there's an issue right there and then.
Especially if it's another convincing win for ATK, as Ben is going to peer around for information, and he just goes down to Fady, who closed the gap quite quickly, and now they have control of the A site to ATK. EG gambled a little bit, expecting a B hit, and now they're going to have to go for the retake here. Need to hit their shots. DJ is trying. He connects onto Mistim for a bit of damage, but not nearly enough, and then Mistim wide swings to take him down. John G does manage to get onto the board here. Immediately traded out by Swisher. Pone's gone. Viz next up to the plate, and he will get dropped as well. Swisher with the headshot. That makes it 12-4 in favor of ATK. And again, Austin, it's a pretty clean pistol round victory. That's 1 for 8 on the night for EG.
Yeah. That's not good enough.
No.
Plain and simple.
I mean, look, pistol rounds, are they toss-ups sometimes? Yeah. But you should be winning 50%. That's pretty good, you know? If you're winning 50% of your pistol rounds, you're in great shape.
Yeah, even like 40% is not terrible.
Yeah.
But 1 out of every 8.
It's
That's somewhere around 12%.
Yep.
It's not good enough. They need to find a way to win.
If you're losing pistol rounds, you need a really good force buy win percentage afterwards. Then it doesn't really matter.
That's
I think
true.
that's something I think Payne was doing well in the
Strife.
playoffs. And Strife, yes.
Never won pistols, but they win the force like 80% of the time.
I think both Payne and Strife.
Yeah. I think Payne just kind of make things hard for themselves sometimes in Challenger League.
Yes.
Oh, Pone with the mag 7. This is vintage Pone alone. Dropping down connector stairs. Molotov not going to ward him off. He's going to put 2 down under as he wants to go down under for ESL Challenger Melbourne. John G around the smoke, the 5-7 in hand, does so much damage on the Mistim. But Bowden's around, flash goes in, Bowden taking damage, but John G put to bed. Fady holding the line, Pone alone walks right into him, the mag 7 menace will not strike again, and Fady sprays down DJ as well. What was a double man advantage for EG has swapped into a single man advantage for ATK, while Mistim might be low, and Bowden at 61. This is still a very strong situation for ATK to be in. EG trying to win the force buy. Bowden's been spotted, but he's running around, ring around the rosy with Viz, just trying to shut him down. Shut down doesn't do too much damage, actually. An opportunity arises, but the lack of a kit does pose a problem, as well as Fady's AK. Smoke onto the bomb, but a good angle by Mistim, who's a one-shot, running around, not getting hit by the deagle. Viz trying to hold it, has to fake it. They know he's not on it now. They have the angle, they've had the sound cues, and that is just going to be it for the round. No time at ATK. Come back despite Pone alone's wannabe heroics. He did his job. He did his job better than expected, but there was nothing else.
That was a ridiculous play with the mag 7. I mean, just unbelievable to find both frags in that situation. I think the Molotov actually helped him by guising off his position a little bit, but what a shame for EG after that heroic effort on the side of Pone alone to lose the round. Tough, but that's how well ATK's been playing, even up against those force buys. And now EG, well, they're going to spend a little bit into this round. You got the mag 7 again for Pone, and why not if he's able to do that, swinging in through connector. And then you have the MP9 for Viz. Outside of that, it's just pistols. 136. Oh, the SG. Yeah. Okay, the Krieg.
Close range versus the mag. This is going to be fun.
That's actually a really nice shot from Bowden.
Yeah. Because you can't spray the Krieg very well. You got to hit the headshot. That's a big win. Close range with a mag with the SG 5. You're not going to see that every day. And Missed him's following up his Opera's stance by hitting another headshot. Ben's got a Zeus out. We got Zeus Cam here, folks. And we got Death Cam here, folks. Is MOTM, it's another headshot. All headshots for ATK. And only 2 left for EG. 1, none. And Swisher getting the spray down.
Jeez. Well, I mean, look, at the point where, when you're at this point, I guess just trying to go for some flashy plays. Pone alone got one, and then Ben with the Zeus just trying to jump around and hope that he connects on something in bathrooms, and, well, it doesn't happen. And ATK are still in full control here on Overpass. 14-4, 2 more rounds, and this one is over. ATK will be headed to the grand finals, and EG will be punching their ticket into the lower bracket where they'll face off against one of Team 1 or Gaming Gladiators, with Gaming Gladiators currently up 1-0 in that series, and I believe have the lead against Team 1 on map number 2. But back to the action here. MOTM has gained the space into Connector, and maybe the first frag going EG's way. It does. Fady tried to engage towards sandbags, lurking around there, and it doesn't really work out for him. I think Swisher connected to the wall into Ben. He did to get him down to 75, but more damage taken in return as Bowden is on to 41 HP. So a chance here for EG to rack up another round, and DJ makes it even more likely with now a 2-man edge.
But we've seen ATK win from similar situations. You can't count them out of this one yet.
No.
EG do have a couple of wounded players in Ben and Viz, so there is that opportunity. And they're going to split in towards B. ATK. Utility flying in. Ben's just prepped with counter nades. But that's a big kill John G needs, and he doesn't get it. Missed him with the opening kill. Now a 3v4, but Pone alone coming in from heaven, being the Guardian Angel. Viz around the pillar has Ben backing him up. Confident round for EG, and a 5th on the board before ATK can get to 15. That gives EG a little bit of breathing room. The only thing is that breathing room is very little, as they lose this next round and it's just about all gone. It's just about done and dusted for ATK. Technical also called by ATK again. They've been having some issues throughout the course of this one, so no real time to talk things over. It's just more things got to get fixed now. It's technically, nobody's allowed to talk during the technical pauses.
Yeah, despite the issues they've had in the tech pauses, it hasn't really phased them at all on the ATK side. They just kind of get everything fixed, and then they're back to action. Good job by EG, at the very least. Finally, they get a 2-man edge. They don't give it up in that round, and if they did, I would have been really concerned because everything was going their way. They had the man advantage towards the B site, even though those 2 ATK players coming in, and they took care of business quite handily. Still, it's only 5 rounds against 14. They need a lot more than that, and quickly.
Yeah, I would say, need at least 8 or 9 on the board before ATK punch 15 to give themselves a realistic chance.
Yeah.
And even then, that realistic chance isn't that much. So, for EG, they're running out of racetrack. And they've been lapped a couple of times by ATK here. ATK are 1 round away from tripling EG's score. And yeah, expected a strong CT side from ATK. 11-4, probably a bit much. And after Dust 2, there wasn't that much EG could really do in terms of getting that mental back. It just had to be, you got to play your game. And the game has not been there for EG throughout this series, and even against Team 1, there were weaknesses that weren't exploited by the Brazilian roster. So, for EG here, your back's up against the wall, you don't have anywhere to go, and your defaults, your base hasn't exactly been working. What do you do now?
Sorry, I'm just
Coach
I'm just
reconnecting.
looking in the server. Everything got reset, and I was just watching the chat. And they have 16K on the side of EG. And
Both players have
John G
16K.
says, "This money looks good. We keep." I love it. It's good to see EG still in good spirits despite of everything that's happening here. I think Spray, for whatever reason, got put onto the team. Not put onto the team, but he was in the server taking a spot and they had to get him off that spot
Yeah.
back into the coaching spot. We have a match medic come through. Anyway, look,
Yeah, it's what
I just
happens
thought it
when
was fun.
when a
The
player leaves, the
comments.
coach I think automatically gets slotted into the player spot,
Yeah.
and things
But
are a
yeah,
little wonky with the HUD right now.
I mean, for EG, sure, $16,000 in their pockets would certainly help across the board. I think that would be a nice little boost to help their buy-up get going. But there's the match medic. Looks like everything's back to the way it was, 14-5 in favor of ATK. On EG's side, like you said, they need to win 4 in a row here and get back into this one before ATK can get that 15th and really get the economic footing under them so they can finally get into this match. But it's going to be a tough road ahead. Not impossible. Nothing's impossible when it comes to Counter-Strike. That's what makes it so
No.
great. But it's definitely the flow of play is going against them right now, Austin.
Yeah, the flow of play, the flow of everything is going against them right now.
Yeah.
The last round has been kind of that little rock in the stream that's blocking the flow a little bit. But other than that, there's been no dam posted by EG. There's been no turnaround. And they've been caught in the current. Viz does have the Krieg, though. We'll see if that can make a mark. Good Molotov use, though. And it's going to be smoked off, so ATK wanting to go a little more fast towards that A control. A couple players down in Con as well. Bit of a B boost, a run boost for Pwn Alone to get around. Viz and Pwn Alone taking the long-range duel down Monster Tunnel, which ATK have decided they want nothing to do with. So AG's just going to take this control. A little bit of damage dealt by John G2 through Squeaky. This isn't a bad play at all. This is actually quite good for EG to get all this control and information. But ATK are able to get up. Oh, they do get a trade, so that's fine. Bomb is spotted,
surprising.
but they still get the trade out of that. DJ, though, able to get one from washrooms, only one. Trades back and forth, but the rotations are here, and that's what matters for EG.
Oh, I like what ATK is doing here. They're doubling back instead
Viz,
of
though.
pushing onto the A site. Viz is a threat, and Bowden pulls out the knife. Doesn't expect it at all. And there's the SG coming back to haunt ATK. Man advantage gain from EG, and now, well, you really don't have a choice for your ATK. You have to push up towards the A site because you have no idea what's going on in your flank. I'm surprised to see Viz get up the space, but he's got a lot of faith in his teammates, as he should, as Pwn hits the shot onto Fady. But Swisher does get the trade, and he is no stranger to clutching these types of situations out. 1v2, 32 seconds left, and doubling back to the B site looks to be a pretty decent play. It's a 1v1, and Viz waiting to greet him here, Austin.
Headshot hit in the spray. That's cool.
Yeah. Good job by Viz to lock things down, and EG do what they have to. They got a second in a row.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. They need, again, like 8 or 9 rounds before ATK get to 15, which seems more like an inevitability at this point rather than a possibility. But ATK not going to have that possibility realistically in this round. It's going to be Glocks out for the T side. A nade for Fady, a smoke for Swish, and Bowden will also pick up an HE. 3 nades for ATK, and we'll see what the nade stack goes towards. Looks like it's going to be a monster tunnel nade stack. Trying to catch off somebody peeking their nose out a little bit too far. Wisdom taking a lot of flame damage, but the nades are ready to go when the timing is ripe. They will throw it. Nades getting ready. Nades being run. One down. A little bit to Ben. And just a little bit more to Ben, but didn't do the damage they really wanted it to. Still, it's a Glock round, and that was kind of their gimmick. Didn't work. No big deal. This isn't a round they would expect to win anyways. John G with some damage onto MOTM through the half wall. And DJ with 1. Has to be careful not to get swarmed. Luckily for him, the spacing's pretty far out for ATK. They're not very close together. And he can isolate the 1v1 duels. Does he spot the elbow around the tree? Goes back to fight Swisher towards bathrooms. And Bowden's not going to aggress onto him. He's going to just wait and hold because there's a push-up long now in the hands of Pwn Alone. And down goes Bowden. Swisher rotating down towards B. And eventually, never mind, he's going to go up towards lane instead. And wait, the A-site's open! The A-site's wide open. Swisher's got a plant!
Oh, no. You can't give Swisher a plant like that in this situation. Pwn should be able to take down Fading. I think that EG is going to win the round regardless, but that is a huge boost to the economy of ATK. $800 additional dollars added to their bank accounts. MOTM, nothing he can do here. The bomb's going to get defused, but still, a bomb plant in a round where ATK invested nothing into it. And EG at least pick up their 7th, but look at the economy, the difference that extra $800 makes. It means a full set of utility, AKs across the board, and maybe even get the op up and running in a pretty clean fashion. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. This is where ATK want to make a mark now. They can't let EG hang around. EG will get a mental boost if they're able to win this round. And no bomb plant would mean ATK probably going to be a bit more rough on the buy. Half buy most likely incoming in that eventuality in that case. So if EG are able to really claw their way back in, maybe, just maybe, they can pull off an ATK-esque comeback. Like what happened earlier against Game and Gladiators for ATK. John G spraying away, does a little bit more damage. On to MOTM again, who just seems to be the unlucky personage who gets tagged by that John G spam. John G going for more spamming, but Bowden's peeking, trying to entry in short with an op. Has to be careful not to get caught out. And John G has to be careful not to use every single round in his magazine. Burning through that. MOTM, though, with a good flash from Fady, will get the opening onto Viz. And the bomb's still far removed for ATK, means they can rotate back towards A if they so desire. They still have Mistim probing around. Bowden has to be careful. Drops to a nade. No scope again! That's his 3rd or 4th no scope this series. And with 5 HP, he keeps himself alive. And EG, they're just getting unlucky at this point. How do you deal with that? I don't know. They played it right. They just got no scope by Bowden. They got Bowden.
I mean, look, even Bowden, the timing was off. Had he just kept his crosshair on that corner, he would have hit the shot. It would have been his frag to get in the first place, and he would have had a lot more HP. The fact that he recovers and hits the no-scope is just insane. And now EG, look, 24 seconds left. Sure, the bomb hasn't been planted yet, but you need a heroic play coming through from Ben to stay in this one. Maybe you're going to get it. He gets only 1, though, and then gets traded out immediately. Pwn alone, look, you have the op. You still have money in the bank. Maybe try for this one and hope that something materializes, and it looks like that is the thinking here for EG. It has to be, because if ATK take this, it's 15 on the board. Pwn alone, waiting for ATK to make the first move, but look at them. They are like statues. They do not want to give anything for free here to EG, Austin.
Nothing for free, and they know that Ponelon has to make the play. They know if they don't peek, he's going to have to save. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Fady goes for the little jump peek, falls away. Ponelon wary that somebody could be on his flank, but nobody's that close just yet. All 3 exiting the safe way towards T-spawn, and 15-7 the score. Time is just about out. Only a few grains left in the hourglass for EG. And a trip to the lower bracket is looking likely for them. And the opponent, not decided yet, is looking very likely, like it would be Game and Gladiators EG in the lower bracket final.
Yeah, Game and Gladiators up 10-2 now against Team 1 in map number 2. 6 more rounds, and they will indeed be the opponents of, potentially, EG. Still 1 more round needed from ATK, often the hardest round to get. And there is the Ural Eternal boost, and well, the dividends of it come through immediately. Viz trying to jump down from heaven, gets caught out midair by the op of Bowden, which has been on point, and the early man advantage belongs to ATK.
Ponelon's trying to pick it back. But has he spotted something out towards Flower? He looks to be ready for it. And Bowden's going to peek in, but either player's going to hit the op shot. Pwn getting tagged down, has to flash his way out. Jonji with the op, playing too aggressive, doesn't hit his shot, and he gets punished. DJ traded back by MOTM. It's a 4v2 in the favor of ATK. Bomb far removed from a site, but it doesn't matter right now. They can go back and collect it with about a minute on the clock. They can go to either site. They have all the control they want, all the control they desire, and it would be an 8 end here. Pwn alone with a hero play necessary to give Ben time to come back and support. Fady gonna lurk out towards B. Try and pick... Wait, they're gambling the B site. EG are gambling the B site. They're rolling the dice, and it's coming up the wrong direction. Fady shut down, and that's going to really open up the A site for ATK. Bowden's clearing with the op. He's entering with an AWP. He doesn't care. He knows he can hit the shots, and that's going to mean smokes out towards jump up. Fast plant coming through. Ben and Ponelon with a retake that has to come through here. Molotov and an HE, 2v3. The HE doesn't look to find anything from that throw. Yeah, finds nothing. Ponelon in the meantime takes a little bit of damage. It's a 3v2 hold. Bowden's so aggressive. He's been hitting no scopes like nobody's business, though. The boost is a good idea, but nobody peeking from ATK. And again, they're playing like statues, John. They're just holding
It's
the line.
fantastic. It's what you have to do on your T side. There's no reason to give any free frags and peek around those corners. Now look, Bowden taking the fight against Ben. Pone does get the trade, but how tough is this for him? 1v2, time running out on the bomb, and Bistam is gonna get the headshot on him. That'll do it. 16-2 on Dust2, 16-7 on Overpass, and only 9 rounds combined given up by ATK in their very dominant win here, sending them to the grand final and the first team to make it there, right? And a chance
Yeah.
to get to Melbourne. They look like the strongest team today anyway, and
Yeah, they
we'll
look
see
like-
if that holds true tomorrow.
They looked like the by far